All right, Alan, I'm about to do a quick video, man, to show you how my kayak's set up and why. All right, let's see what we got here. So starting with the front, I got my Lowrance Hook 2 fish finder. The bottom base of it is a ram ball. This base right here is a ram ball that's custom for this fish finder that I got on Amazon. This arm here and this base were bought together as like a set, specifically for the Lowrance Hook 2. This right here, if you loosen it, comes right out of this ram ball. Over here is a DIY transducer. That's the part that hooks up with your fish finder that tells you the depth of the water, the type of fish are down there. The wires come into this hatch. You have a small little battery. Again, got it on Amazon. All I did is attach a 550 cord to the base of the kayak here. I didn't have to drill any holes. I just tied a knot. This is like a noose knot here. Cinch it down so this doesn't slide anywhere else. Got a negative and a positive. Hooked up negative, positive. Once I slide those on, I can turn on my fish finder. That's it. Only other thing happening in this front is where are you at? Okay, is this cord right here. This cord has a male fitting that hooks right into a female fitting right here. You're about to see them make some love. All right, and maybe not. I lied. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I'm not experienced. And they're in. They have been mated. So that's only to protect my Mirage Drive from falling out of the kayak if I ever decide to go crazy and flip my kayak for the fun of it. There is some latches inside my kayak here. They're all different, obviously. These here will secure my Mirage Drive in. That's it. That's all that's happening up here. There's no holes drilled in. When you close this hatch here, all you're doing, putting the bungee on and it's closed. So obviously, real quick, it's not an airtight seal. So because it's not an airtight seal, if you do flip your kayak, you do gotta know water will get in, but hopefully the pressure of the flip kayak will cause it kind of press down a little bit. But those are some of the main reasons why you will get water up in there. Every kayak's different, but mine, not an airtight seal, but I do like that. All right, you'll see where the Yak Attack rails, added those because I don't have it yet, but I am getting some rod holders here and here. I'm gonna add those later. For now, I only added these 2 rod holders in the back. PVC pipe, pretty simple. I just pressed the top down with the long neck bottle, the bottom base area, heated up with the heat gun from the inside. Then I just pressed down to the holes until they fit, and that was it. All right, so I do have a big tackle box. That's one of them, and I keep those in the Jeep. The only reason they ain't out here is because I try to keep my kayak as light as possible, as mobile as possible, and I try to like think of how to not bring so much stuff out with you when I'm kayaking. So my main goal is this is what I bring. All right, so starting with the center, I'm gonna show you what I bring. All right, I bring this compartment. This tray comes out, okay? So in that tray, I'll bring this stuff here. I throw it all in that tray. I grab that tray and I'll have it next to my tackle box, and I'm going through figuring out what to do, how I want it. So what's gonna be inside here, what I bring is a bait container. So something in here for like the shrimp, the, I don't know, chicken liver, the cut up fish, cut bait, whatever. Nice airtight sealed, good container that lasts a while. I like that because it's not as messy. You'll see some bigger weights are inside there, but I also keep this little small mini tackle. The reason I have this is a lot of weights are in there because you never know. I actually have gone through a lot of weights one day when I brought a friend out and they got caught up on everything. So it's good to kind of have like a mini tackle box with a lot of different size hooks and swivels and snaps that you need. And I keep that right there. Okay, all right. And then, you know, some floats. This is kind of the basic ones, but I got some advanced ones in the tackle box. This bait right here, if you haven't seen it, these fish bites are awesome out here in Virginia for catching croaker, stuff like that. Leader line. Normally I always carry some kind of leader line. I go through a lot of this during an event if you're getting caught up on stuff. This is a 15-pound fluoro. But ideally I always keep at least one 15-pound fluoro with me But then I'll look at sometimes getting something heavier or stronger if I'm going for something bigger or deeper out there in the ocean. You'll see some PVC pipes pre-cut. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason they're there, treble hook lures. If I'm out using a lot of different type of treble hook lures, I just throw them aside here so they don't get all tangled up with everything else. That's all that is. What else am I missing? Oh, this little guy here. So this is my tape measure. It goes up to 40 inches. It's also measured in centimeters and millimeters. So I got it in Japan. I like it. It's mobile. It's small. But if I need to, I'll bring the hog trough out, which I hate. You know, I don't like the way that looks. It's really bulky and big. However, you know, during tournaments and stuff, that's sometimes what they require. So it just depends. I'll have a stainless steel, kind of like grips or pliers. I have another set of stainless steel for the hooks. It's retractable. I got this at a dive shop when I was scuba diving. These are great. You do want something kind of like, if you do something like this type of weight, you don't need to go like anything over 15 pounds, something small. But if you do have something that's really heavy, you can tell that it retracts pretty good. But sometimes they make these things very cheap. So if you find some cheap ones, this might not be ideal. So just make sure you find the right tension. And some scissors, stainless steel again, so they don't corrode out there on me. But stainless steel. I use this to cut bait. I use this for a lot of stuff. So scissors are pretty good. I even use it like the nose trimmer ones too. So anything stainless steel, these are ideal. They last a good while. And I just hooked up with a little snap. I do have some 550 cords hooked up on some of these things because I hook up other stuff to them. So here's a swivel snap ring, stainless steel again, hooked up to my live well right there. Now that live well, let's see if I can get you a close look. It is actually has a pump, and I only use that when I'm transporting this to my car, to the bait shop, get the bait, put it in there, and then when I'm going to go from my Jeep to the kayak, then take all this off, leave that in your Jeep or in your vehicle, and then just bring that guy out. That's it. And over here, where is it at? Another snap ring. This is a stainless steel. Oh, there it is. That right there is my stringer. That's where the live fish would go if I actually catch a fish. So this is my cooler. If you think about it, if you just had this instead of a cooler, then you're saving yourself a lot of extra weight and stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Only bad thing is if you don't have a cooler, you don't have ice on your boat, and you're not putting in cold drinks in your kayak. So just think about that. But if you have a stainless steel thermos, you actually might be good. So let's see. Paddle, it's not a crazy big paddle. It's all it needs to get through the wave and surf. If I'm taking that Mirage Drive and I want the bottom of it to bang on stuff. See that guy? It's like 12 inches. So if that thing's banging on the bottom of a, when you're leaving, you break that thing, and that's your main propulsion system. And same thing if I'm in fishing, bass fishing or something, and I'm going through a lot of areas, I think there's gonna be branches and trees in the ground. Yeah, I might take this up and bring my paddle out. So that's about it. Oh, did I talk about the bag yet? So the drive bag here, that thing can serve as a flotation device. It's waterproof. Inside it, you'll find the whistle in case you get raped out there by the bass or the sharks. You'll find a mirror in case you want to blind the fish with sunlight, or in case you want to flag down a ship that needs to come and talk to you because you're doing something wrong. Or if you, what else I got in there? Oh, and a compass. I always, before I go out, kind of know your heading, know what direction you're leaving from, because inside there, if I had a buddy just recently, actually, it's kind of a crazy story. He actually was out there down by the Lynn Haven area in Virginia Beach, and the mist was the fog was so bad, and of course the surfing got pretty bad that when he flipped out there, he couldn't see where the shoreline was. So pulling out your compass and knowing your heading could have been a good idea. So again, having a compass is ideal. Thank God I haven't had to use it yet, but the fact that I at least know one person that needed it, that tells you that statistically it's kind of something useful. What else are we missing? Oh, my marine radio. I have a marine radio in there. It's waterproof, has all the frequencies that I need, especially the Coast Guard frequency, which is the primary one you need out here. I'll take it out of there when I get to the kayak, and I'll attach it next to me so I have it on me. Oh, and hip flotation. I have some CO2 inflated hip flotation, but I can also orally inflate it if I need to. That right there is a dry cloth, like a towel type thing. And I snap it onto a little snap ring, to the bungee. Everything that I have will be bungeed. Even the paddle, I will bungee that paddle down with a cord. But sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. But ideally, most of the time I will bungee and tie everything down. It's a must. I think, did I talk about everything? Oh, the pole. Let me talk about that real quick. Oh, before I get over there. So these guys here, I'm not sure if I talked about them yet, but these are my DIY PVC pipe rod holders. To flare this out, I put a long neck bottle in there with some heat gun. Put the heat gun down there into the tube, press it in, bam, done. Pretty simple. The rods have some kind of float device in case I lose my rod, it'll be floating. But it is attached to the cord, so sometimes I don't put this on because this thing will hit it, and I hate it. So yeah, I get stubborn and I leave it off sometimes. So we'll see. I kind of do that. I'll shove it in the tube and just let it sit there. All right, come over here. This is a rail blossom mount that I installed. I had to think about it for this kayak. I couldn't put it here. It fit here, but I couldn't get too close to this guy. And when I opened this compartment, I didn't want it hitting. So with that being said, this was the most ideal spot for my kayak. Starting from the top, this light comes off. You press that, bam, comes off. When it comes off, you can actually put it into here by itself. Or you can put it in this one, because there's one pole here, one pole there, and there's actually one more pole. But it's only 2 out of 3 attached. And press that. Roblox did good with that. Over here is a little button. I'm gonna turn that on real quick. Bam, lights on. 1 setting, 2 setting, and flash setting. Now, it's over 65 lumens, which is ideal for Coast Guard approved. So this thing is Coast Guard approved. One thing I did add, which is Yakinawa flag, OKIGULZ. Go check out Aji, my buddy Aji, or Joe. Well, that's kind of my kayak, man. It's an older version. I don't like the handles. The only thing I didn't like on the older versions of the Hobies. There is a 2013 or 15 that has the bucket seat that I like. I like that bucket seat. I don't like the ones that come up, the newer seats. Even though they're expensive and awesome, this is what I was looking for. I like to sit inside my kayak. I started off with expedition kayaks and got into it, and I like the kind of like lower to the ground, low pro type stuff. So that's what worked for me, and that's what I wanted. But I didn't like this. This is the handle here, but it's not. Can't go all the way through. And with my messed up hands after parachuting, man, I need something that better grip. So that's not my ideal thing. I also don't have a lot of like side cords and stuff, but I do want another kind of like a hand grip there and a hand grip in the back. And in case you flip, it helps you flip your kayak back. Those are things I think about. And I did have a reflective tape. I like the idea, but it's coming off because when I bought it used, it was kind of worn already, so I'm gonna replace that. But I do like that idea. It's pretty cool. That's about it. If I forgot something, or if you want me to talk about why I did something, just leave me a message. All right, man. Hope y'all like it. Again, I'm Lawrence. My YouTube page is NautiFish. It's spelled NautiFish. And yeah, y'all know how to spell fish. All right. Cool, man. Hope y'all liked the vid.